A special report of Financial Times on global brands of 2019 shows that 9 out of the top 10 brands have pioneered their own product or service ecosystem, and one of them is Apple. We know Apple as a technology company which has created significant value for its shareholders. This value is derived from a very well established set of products such as iPhone, iPad, iWatch, and services such as Apple TV, connecting various aspects of consumers' life seamlessly. This creates an exit barrier for a consumer as he or she isn't exiting just a product or a service but an entire ecosystem. This video from Business Tomorrow will focus on how can a non-technology company build such an ecosystem. But before that, it's time for a foundation concept, that is consumer persona. It's a classic concept of profiling an entire target segment and representing it as a single ideal consumer. Let me illustrate through an example and hold on to it as we'll be referring it throughout our video. I have named this persona after myself, and it includes consumers in age group of 25 to 30 years. They are busy professionals who like to stay fit and always keep track of their fitness activities. They like to travel a lot, but only to experience local culture. Their decision is based on what their friends say, boss owns, celebrity endorsed, etc. They are very active on social media platforms, emails, and they also are avid readers of magazines and newspapers. They fly business class and use Uber Lux or their own car. They care about environment, love to explore various cultures, want to travel the world, and believe in mantra that health is wealth. Their beliefs come from the social media pages or groups they are associated with, the podcasts they listen to, and the magazines and newspapers they read. Now hold on to that persona as we will be using it throughout our video. Now there are certain fundamentals which knits offerings into an ecosystem. I have fabricated these fundamentals into our 3I framework, that is interdependent, integrated, and interactive. Interdependent means that our product and services should be complementary. Integrated means there should be a common link across all the products and service offerings. And interactive means we should touch upon various aspects of a customer's life. This framework is a central idea and backbone in designing our offerings of products and services for an ecosystem. Now let's move on to our first part, that is creating product and service ecosystem, for which we will consider a hypothetical brand, Travester. Now Travester provides an opportunity to explore local cultures with its tourist packages. If we refer back to our persona, we will find that there are still two touch points which can be addressed by Travester but are unattended, that is affinity towards environment and fitness. As our objective is to develop an ecosystem, we have to keep in mind the backbone, that is the 3I framework, while designing our products and service offerings. Now what does 3I here stands for is interdependentness, that is we have to keep our consumer interested in exploring local cultures. Integrated, that is our offering should focus on local communities. And interactive, that is we have to reach out to various aspects of consumers' life. These two touch points can be addressed with the help of two sub-brands, Greenfields and Fitcast. Now Greenfields is basically a magazine which covers local community practices which helps them conserve the environment, whereas Fitcast is a podcast service which talks about local community practices which will help to keep them fit. Now there are other products and service offerings that can also come across these two touch points, but I'm using this as an example to highlight a fact that we have to cover various aspects of consumers' life with the help of our 3I framework so that we can knit a web which will make our consumers stick to our ecosystem and to our brand, that is Travester. We can look at various aspects of persona such as their behavior in various industrial segments, for example in technology, transportation, to see if any peripheral needs can be addressed so that we can add more touch points for the brands. One key aspect of brands such as Travester is that being niche and very focused on local communities, they demand a significant premium. Now, if there is a sub-segment within my persona which is trying to save money so that they can utilize the tourism experience of Travester, Is there a way that I can co-create value for them? For example, let's say this subsegment is very active on a short-term trading lending platform. Can I launch a financial product in partnership with that platform so that I can lower the entry barrier for this subsegment? Hence, these unattended needs and touchpoints can belong to core, extended core, or external core activity in which organization may not have an expertise. Thus, an organization may choose to ally, acquire, or build in-house capabilities. As one of my professors would like to call it, build, borrow, or buy. We should also notice that with our sub-brands, such partnerships will help us in tapping into other consumer ecosystems, which will not only broaden our reach, but will also aid in acquiring new consumers. For example, if I allow Fitcast to provide a direct access over products such as Amazon Eco, such consumers might start developing an interest into Fitcast. And once such consumer is onboarded on Fitcast, I can provide subscription offers for greenfields, and hence the consumer which was onboarded on one brand is now a part of my ecosystem. Identifying unattended needs, designing offerings with our 3I framework, creating brands to interact at other touchpoints, and expanding those brands further into another ecosystem will help us create, grow, and sustain a loyal customer base. Another benefit that organizations derive from ecosystem is economies of scale in marketing expenditure. Hence, brand communication strategy becomes very crucial. Now, each brand typically has its own purpose and is always marketed separately. But with ecosystem, we play by slightly different rules. We have to utilize the purpose of our brands with respective content and different channels in a way that it creates a holistic impression about our ecosystem, as the whole ball game is to bring customer into the ecosystem, not just to the brand. Hence, let's proceed to the second part of a video, that is creating a brand ecosystem. Now, there are 4 things that one should worry about in a brand ecosystem. First, target, that is our reference persona in this case. The channel. So here we have an option between online and offline channels. Content, depending on what kind of trending topics our persona follows, and depending on which kind of channel are we using, the content will vary. And the core value, that is providing local culture experience and information about local communities. Channel and content play a very vital role, as they are the most dynamic elements among the 4. Based on which kind of discussions, what kind of topics are our persona following, we have to decide the content, channel, and the brand to use. For example, let's say Nikhil liked a post of deforestation which is impacting local communities. Can I use greenfields and provide articles or magazines which will focus on the local community practices which helps in conservation of environment? Well, how to decide which content, what kind of channels? Again, we have to come back to our 3I framework. Remember, it's backbone for creating and designing products and offerings for our ecosystem. So in case of brand ecosystem, our interdependentness will be about creating an overarching communication across channels. Integrated, it remains same, focusing on local communities. But interactive is about pursuing the content which is actively persuaded by our persona. This is how our brand communication will aid to our product ecosystem, as each brand though serves an individual purpose, but together they come and stand for one core aspect. Another advantage of using an ecosystem strategy here is that for customer loyalty programs, well, I can have one common loyalty program across the entire ecosystem, and also I can provide personalized benefits to my consumer. For example, if a consumer is utilizing services of Greenfields and Fitcast both, I will give him or her more benefits over another consumer who is maybe utilizing only my tourism package services under Travister. This not only provides scales to the organization, but also keeps consumers loyal to a brand because of the personalized offerings. According to a McKinsey survey, there are 3 types of benefits a consumer can seek, that is social, emotional, and rational. And with the help of our brand ecosystem strategy, we can provide a mix of content and channel so that we can provide an optimal mix of these 3 factors that consumers are looking for in a brand and therefore in an ecosystem. This is how a brand and a product ecosystem will come together to form an ecosystem for a consumer. Referring to conventional definition of ecosystem, an ecosystem is defined as a community of living organisms living in conjunction with non-living components of the environment and interacting as a system. It is ironical how perfectly it fits the concept we discussed, where consumers are our living organisms who are interacting with our brands in conjunction with our products and services. I hope you liked my video. Do provide your valuable feedbacks in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.